Hi everybody, we're back again for block of the month. This is for June. So we're gonna do a fun block this month, and this is what it looks like right here. So it's using our quick curve ruler. Now I'd never used one of these before, and it has been really fun to learn. So hopefully this will be something new for you to learn too. So we'll walk through how you do that. We have got, okay, let me tell you this first, is this Friday from 3 to 5, you'll be able to pick up your block in the parking lot. We have these rulers. They are $18.99, and then you get your 15% off of that. So if you want them, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can call and order it, pay for it all over the phone. We can have it for you out in the parking lot when you pick up your block, or you can come in that night and purchase it to get your extra 5% off. So those are a couple options that we have. This one is the mini ruler. They do have one that's bigger, but we're using the mini one today. So we've got that. Another thing I'm using for this, and I'll show you more about it later, but I just want to show you, it's the cutting edge. And it's just these little tapes that will fit on your ruler so you know where you're going to cut or what to mark it with. So that's a fun little thing that we'll be using too. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So this is the block for the purple. Now one fun thing about this time is everything is the same amount of fabric. So you can decide where you want to put what fabric and just make it your own individual. Always, if you don't like some of the fabric, you can replace it with something else if there's something that you think, yeah, I'm not sure if I like that one too much. So I chose to do it this way with the two solids in the middle and the print on the outside. All right, this is how I'm doing the Montague one. It just gives you a few examples here of how it's going to look. And then for the brights, I am doing, on the inside, I'm doing the blue and the green with the blue dots, and the outside is going to be the solid green. All right, so you will just decide on which one you want to be, A, B, or C. Now, A and B are the exact same. You cut them out just exactly the same. It's 4 5-inch squares and 2 3.5-inch squares. Those 2 3.5-inch squares are going to go right here in the middle, and C is going to be this background. So decide what you want, write it down on your paper so you know which one you're going to cut out and how you're going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we get started. To do these middle pieces, it's just going to look like this. So you're just going to sew them together, alternate, press them, so you can just make those seams go good, just fit it down in there. And that's the easy part to have done. So I'm going to put these away right now. Now what it says on the paper is place A and C 5-inch squares right side together. Now you're going to do the same on all of these, so I'm just showing you how to do it all together. So what I've done is on the C you do 8 squares, 8 5-inch squares, and on the others you do 4 4-inch squares. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take those and put them together, and I'm going to cut them all at once. One thing with this, you might want to do a practice with some other fabric just so you can get used to sewing the curve. Once you do it a few times, you'll be an expert at it. And it has a lot of forgiveness too, so that's what I like about it. Okay, so I'm going to take my ruler, and it has great instructions with the ruler that'll show you how to cut it right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler, I'm going to put right sides together, and then I'm going to put the ruler, see it has this dotted line right there. I'm going to put that right here along the edges. Okay, I just noticed I got to take that off so I can cut these. Now when you're cutting with a cutter, you know that little tiny one that I use sometimes, it doesn't fit down in here. You want to use a medium-sized cutter so that the blade will fit inside, and then you're just going to cut around like that. So this is what it looks like when you're done. So I'm going to take and cut all of mine like that. I won't make you watch me cut all of them. I'll just do 2 of each kind. Let me do another. You can see it. It's really easy to do with the ruler. It makes it really nice. Let me do one more. And we're going to cut these down quite a bit, so don't stress about anything. Okay, so that's what we've got. Now, what I did on mine is I took them, once I had them all, I just took it and laid it out so I knew what it was going to look like. So I have my background piece. I know that's on the corner, and I'm going to put the blue there with it. Okay, then the next piece I'm going to put is the curved blue, and it's going to go like this. And my background piece, nope, I lied. It goes like this, and then the background piece. Then I know the next background piece is going here with my different color. And you can see that on the pattern, and you'll just figure out how to put these together. But I like doing them this way just because then I know what goes together with what. So I can pick them up and sew them the way they are put together. Okay? So once I have them all figured out, this one is not right. Yes, it is. Okay. No, it's not. I knew it wasn't. It didn't look right. Sorry. I know you miss all my mistakes I make. So that goes like that. That looks better. All right. So then when I go to my sewing machine, I'm just going to take this one and know that those two go together. These two go together. When you get done, you're going to have some left over. So let me show you from this other colorway. I had 2 of these left over, 2 of the dark, 2 of the orange, and 4 of these middle pieces, circle pieces from the outside. Because if you look at the pattern, you're only going to use 4 of these, and we have 8 that we cut out. So we're going to use 4 on each corners where they're going to fit in, right there. Okay, let's go to the sewing machine. All right, now what we're going to do here, as you can see, I've got this piece. This is how it's going to end up, like this, okay? So I'm going to take this round piece, and I'm going to come down about 1/2 of an inch. You're not going to try to find the middle. You're not going to pin it at all. We're just going to come down about 1/2 of an inch, put that together. I'm going to go under my sewing machine, and as I sew, I am going to put those lines together. See how it goes? I'm not pulling, I'm just kind of putting them together right there. We're so used to pinning or making sure everything matches perfect before we sew it. This is a little bit different than what we've done before. But we're just gonna make those match, and we're done. Let me do one more just to show you on that. This is what it looks like when it's done. Okay? But it's gonna fold over. Look at that. Ta-da! Okay, set that aside. Now we're gonna do another one. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to make sure I'm 1/4 of an inch down, or 1/2 of an inch. This is why I like to be able to have the pattern all laid out so that I can just go through and sew all these that need to be together, sewn together. Okay, now I'm just moving with both hands. I'm just sliding one over and one on top, one under, one on top. Okay, there we go. Easy peasy. So that's what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to come to the ironing board, and I'm going to, or the ironing mat as we would like to call it. I'm going to take my iron and I'm going to iron, can you see that? I'm ironing that towards the corner piece. See that? So the circle lies flat out, and then when I turn it over, look how good that looks. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. Let me do this one. You want to iron so that opens up. And there we go. Look how nice and flat that lies. Okay, so now we're going to go trim these. Okay, now we're going to trim these down. And if you can see on your paper, it says that we're going to trim it down to be 3.5 inches using this ruler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it so that it's faced like this. I've got the corner piece here and the curve right there. Now on the ruler, we're going to go to the 3.5 inch right there, and I just put a little dot here and a little dot there, and it's in about 1/8 of an inch. So when I line this up, I am lining this dot right here, right on the curve, and then this dot up here, right on the curve. All right, it's a little different than what we've done before, but that's how you do it with this one. Now I'm going to square off that side. Okay, now I'm going to flip it around, and that's why I have these lines on here, because that's where I'm going to put the cut edge. Just make sure it fits in there nice and snug, and then I'm going to cut it down and cut it down. Okay, then it's going to be a 3.5 inch square, and that's what it's going to look like. Let me show you one more time. So when I lay it down like this. I'm going to take that blue dot and I'm going to put it right here. See how it's come in about 1/8 of an inch? I just went on that line right there. See that line right there? And there's a line here where the dot is. It's in about 1/8 of an inch, but I just want to mark those two spots. Then I'm going to cut it. Trim off the, line it up with this other side here. And cut it again. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like when you have them. When you get done with all of these, you're going to have two that look like this. Notice I haven't trimmed these down. Two that look like that. 4 that have the curve of the orange in there, or the, yeah, orange. And then 4 with the blue in the inside. These are going to make this fun design here. These other 4, if you notice, they're the outsides corners is what they're going to be right there. So you're just going to place everything as it is in the pattern. Once you have them cut down, then you'll just sew them all together. When I did this one, I sewed the top row. I already had these things sewn together, so then I sewed these two to that side and then just sewed the bottom row and put them all together. Just make sure you're looking at which way your seams are going, and it should be really fun and something new, something fun to learn. Just a different idea. On the pattern, there's also a cute, or on the instructions, this is a cute little table runner that you can make with them too. So there's a lot of different things that you can make with these rulers, and they're just fun. So hopefully you'll learn a lot from using this. If you have any questions, please let us know, or you can go on the website that makes the ruler, and they have tutorials also that you can look at. But hopefully you'll be able to understand it from what I've tried to help you with. So once again, remember Friday from 3 to 5. If you want to call ahead to get a ruler, you can pay for it and we'll have it out in the parking lot for you, or if you want to, you can come in and pick one up and do some more shopping. We have a lot of great sales going on right now. So, all right, thanks you guys. Hopefully soon we'll be able to all meet together. Thanks a lot. Have a good weekend.